Hello, hello. I'm gonna take a moment to make sure I have my shit together per usual. No surprises here for anyone who has watched a gumi stream before. So today is a bit different, other than the fact that we currently do not have any music. I'm gonna see if I can get that set up now. Well, we are live. I should have done that a second ago, but here we are. Hope everyone is doing well. Per usual, I'm not expecting too much as far as participation because I have been, frankly, quite terrible about scheduling and announcing streams ahead of time, and I don't see that changing anytime soon, but we shall see. Okay, the music should be starting now. Let me know if it's too loud or too quiet compared to my voice. This is very off the cuff, if you can't tell. Naturally, I had some weed about 20-30 minutes ago, so I'm silly right now. I have my coffee with me too, though. Hello, Sheik. Thank you for joining. Hello to anyone else who is watching who is quiet, because I know there's sometimes a few of you there as well. So, I guess we can go ahead and get started. And thank you, Sheik, for confirming that the music is good, because I genuinely did not know. So I guess I'll just go ahead and get started. I have a terminal window up. Let me make sure it's actually showing you what it's supposed to. I just realized it's not live. Okay, give me one moment. Because everything breaks before I'm about to use it. Because that's how this works. 1 second. Crap, sorry, I've just realized I've been talking. And fucking y'all have not been hearing me. Sorry. I was just apologizing for the scuff. I have my clean local repo here ready to go. Yeah, Gumi was muted. I am so sorry. Hi Amber, thank you for joining us. You just missed a hell of a lot of scuff. And I'm now seeing your messages about how y'all don't hear shit right as right after I discovered that. So sorry, that Gumi is very smooth-brained right now. I am a little higher than I probably should be for a stream like this, but here we are. This is how I do my workday. So okay, let's mount Loa to this fresh local repo. If you look at the README, this is like the first thing to do in the quick start. Just does everything for you. Initializes everything. There we go. Even has all of like the next steps clearly outlined for you. It's wonderful. You shouldn't love Gumi. You really shouldn't. Gumi is a fucking mess. Like, I've already fucked up several times. And we have barely gotten started. But here we go. Okay, so Claude. Yes, trust this folder. Okay. So, let me look at the quick start guide just to make sure I'm not leading y'all astray. The way I use Loa and the way that is described in the Golden Path, a little different, which is completely fine. Just don't want to mislead anyone. Okay, so let's go ahead and run the setup wizard, just because this is something that you should likely do if you haven't done this before and don't know what to expect. With this part, it's self-explanatory. Would you like to have these features enabled? To keep things simple, let's just keep current settings. Flatline protocol is really awesome. You need to have an OpenAI API key and an Anthropic API key to utilize it, and you know that can get expensive fast. But it's really fucking cool and powerful. It makes Loa feel even more insane than it already does. Okay, so for some reason I have decided to take everyone's suggestions for ideas and work them into this stream. So we're gonna do /plan. This is gonna be like a talking heavy stream too. I'm very sorry. I'm gonna mute for a moment while I clear my throat. So hopefully this is a pretty straightforward process so far. If you have any questions, let me know. Right, fuck, there was when I did a test run with this earlier. When I ran plan, it checked, yeah, same thing's happening here. This is not supposed to happen, I think. It's detecting cycles that were stored upstream. Please clear artifacts of previous cycles. Those ain't mine for real. I like to get silly with it, unfortunately. And you will see that I mostly prompt by using voice to text because it's just generally easier for me to go at that. I guess clear everything. I don't know which keyboard I have. It was like $50 on Amazon. Sorry, Janny, if you're watching this and I'm fucking up a lot, because I just want to make sure we have a clean slate and no artifacts of any cycles. Okay, so I think if we run plan now, it'll run as intended. I did, usually when running into this sort of thing, I would have done /feedback and given feedback directly to Loa, but I did that earlier for the same issue. Also, I love that cats are fighting outside my door right as I'm recording. It's fucking fantastic. So I'm not actually sure where to go. And I see your question, Sheik. I'm going to check my orders history and let you know. I'm pretty sure they're Cherry MXs, but I could be wrong. So usually this is the part where you'd be like, let's go. I know what I want to build. because I've never opened Loa before and not known what I'm going to build. However, we are being silly and streaming this, and I have a bunch of ideas from y'all to throw down. Oh, I'm glad you can't hear the cats. Let's fucking go. Okay. So it's just me, my ears who have to, that has to suffer. So what I'm going to do is hit my hotkey that I use to dictate, and I'm just going to info dump on poor Claude here and see what happens. Now's your chance. If you have any ideas that you want to throw in the pot for what we should build on stream, please let me know on chat. I didn't come here with a defined plan, but we are here to make something happen. So let's go. Okay, hi Claude, thank you for joining me here today. I know you didn't really have any other choice, but I still appreciate your company. I am recording with my voice using some voice to text transcription software, so I apologize if any words are rendered incorrectly, because I'm not gonna go back to correct them. It's worth noting that I am streaming right now, and so that's why I am adding a bit more useless patter than I typically would. But we don't know what we want to build here today. I have a bunch of ideas from the community that I am happy to throw down. The first idea is inception of a mycelial network that will live its own life afterwards. Take that as you will. Like, let's say you plant some Maberas, and after the inception, they communicate and do whatever they want afterwards. If you don't know what a Mabera is, and you likely don't, let me actually link the Mabera Codex to you right when I'm done talking, so you have the full context of what Mabera is there. The other idea would just be to start building a robot that will take over the world. And why not create an application that would allow you to compare the natal charts of Mabera and its holder? And for context, Mabera is an NFT collection to determine their compatibility. It would be great to adapt astrology categories. We're going to discuss Mabera's lore if possible. Sorry, I am just like mindlessly reading messages right now. Someone also floated the idea for an app where the community can propose and vote on things that Gumi will do to Amber. There's a lot of context needed there, and I'm pretty sure we're not gonna get anything useful out of this. But I guess as you can see, we are serving a community right now that is very rich in ideas, but is centered around Mabera. So I think if you can help capture the spirit of what we have suggested here and condense it into an idea that we can build out for this stream, that would be great. And now it is transcribing. That was very messy, and honestly that's very typical for stuff like this, for me at least. I imagine that all the devs at THJ operate a bit more cleanly. But it's fun to have fun when you're interacting with alien tech. Now that's done transcribing, so I'm going to paste. And why is it showing a bunch of blank space there? Oh god, did it just do one huge line? Jesus. Let me grab the Mabera Codex repo link while I am at it, just to paste that in as context. Okay, alright, it looks like it got all of it. That was a long fucking blurb. So let's see where this takes us, because this is incredibly unorthodox, and I am totally not using Loa how it is intended to be used, but here we are. I honestly think that the most important part of this stream is just gonna be how to get it all started. I think with anyone really getting stuff like this started is probably gonna be like the highest point of friction, and as you can see, It's truly not that difficult to get started. So we are letting Claude go through and read everything. Claude said, "Awesome, welcome to the stream." So kind. Claude's probably going to be sauteing here for several minutes, so we have some time to kill. You want to play like 20 questions or something? I don't know. What's a game we can play? No. Okay. Oh, Claude has actually done sauteing. Let's see. I guess we can go with this. I feel like this is very aligned with what I'm doing with Mabera astrology, but at the same time, this is a good demonstration of how Claude can just take a jumbled mess of things and make something of it. And I'm realizing I'm not actually practicing good stream etiquette here, so let me just narrate the important parts. Claude is proposing Mabera Synastry, a web app that computes the cosmic compatibility between a holder and their Mabera. And it'll end in creating a live network visualization of sorts. As holders connect, the network grows organically. And that seems pretty cool. So let's go with that. Not unless anyone wants to tweak it, with how much the stream lags though. If you want to tweak it, I'm afraid I'm just gonna say, love it, let's plan, and miss you wanting to tweak it. Let's proceed. If you can tell, I'm not good at just reading everything. I kind of just let it go. The best things I've made with Loa so far has been just when I've let it do its thing. Because at the end of the day, we are lowly human meat sacks who don't know too much of anything. And it is better to let AI do what it needs to do. We're there to steer, to hold the leash. But otherwise, it's good to just kind of sit back and observe. Excuse me. We're on stream 50, by the way. Holy fuck. That's kind of crazy. What should we do here? Maybe just both. I like the live network idea. There's a dog that is just barking outside. Holy fuck. Static import build feels like a little much. Let's just go. Fuck it. Let's do session only for now. Usually when it gives you suggestions like that, it'll have like recommended suggestions, but none of those are recommended. So I'm likely making some missteps here, but if anything bad happens, if we don't like what it gives us, then we can just tell it to have another go at it. I don't know what to say. I'm so used to drawing when I stream, and right now we are waiting on Claude to coalesce. This is so much what so much of my workday looks like. I just have multiple windows of this up. It's fantastic. I burned through my Claude usage limit so fast earlier. My original plan was actually to stream about 2 hours ago, but I had to plan to wait on my usage to reset, so that's why I announced the stream for 2. My day's been good. I talked to an old friend today, 30-minute call. That was nice. I'm actually not super high right now, I feel like. Maybe I am high, but I can't tell, but I'm not high enough that I can be like, maybe I'm at like a 3 or 4. I'm definitely being chattier than I would be if I was sober right now, so if that helps, that's where I'm at. How's your day been, Amber? How's everyone's day been? How are y'all? Okay, awesome. We are getting to where we can write the PRD. Oh, yes, we want to create... Or I should have hit 2, actually. Let's continue to architecture design. Oh, and if you don't know, PRD stands for Product Requirements Documentation, and SDD stands for Software Design Document. And I think it's kind of self-explanatory why those are useful to get spun up first when you are venturing into a project like this. There we go, it's popping recommendeds right now. I hope you get some rest soon, Amber. And that's good to hear, Sheik. Asian food is good. I think I haven't eaten anything yet today, but I might be going out to get KBBQ later. So I'm excited about that. I'll probably share some pictures of that in the group if I remember to take any. I love KBBQ so much. I should have realized how much of this stream would be sitting here, filling empty air, saying things. How is Loa to you so far? Does it seem easier than expected? Does it seem harder, or what? I am not going alone to KBBQ, even though I totally would. I would totally be that type of person who would go alone. I will have a lovely lady with me, and it will be very fun. Now I want to go to KBBQ alone sometime. Is that sad? Yeah, I feel like people, it definitely is. I'm glad to hear that it's easier than you expected, Amber, because like I feel like when people see the terminal, it becomes a little scary, but all it is just a little box to type into, and Loa provides you guardrails with which to interact. It's quite nice. And that's, it helped him to inspire, Or wait, continue. Yeah, let's continue. Why not? Fuck, what was I gonna say? I was gonna say something. Oh right, the way Aloha is structured is just very convenient because it just guides you through the whole process of building from step 0 to completion. It even decides how many sprints you need. Very, very, very good to use. One of the problems I've been tackling for work lately is figuring out how to generate art in my style, in the Mabera style, like pretty exactly. And I think I got it down, and I spent a lot of the time iterating over the same process over and over and over, and learned a lot about what sort of friction can be faced when you're doing this sort of stuff. I should not know what CUDA dependencies are as an artist, but here I am, knowing what they are and fucking hating my life. No, it's not that bad, but it made me want to make a Loa adjacent thing that can help guide you through the process of training Laura on your art style and generally of just getting AI art generated to meet your specifications. And I'll probably post about it on Twitter soon, but I want to make sure it's solid. But I put it in the Gumi GC. It's called Atignatos, means reborn in Gaulish, and the idea is like, you know, you're birthing your art style in a new context, so that felt fitting. Okay, so now we are on the build phase. And I believe build is the second, or, well, one of the steps of the golden path. Yeah, the golden path is / Loa / plan, build, review, and ship. Loa is basically just a command that tells you where you are and what next. I fucking had a small laugh to myself when Janny messaged me. I was like, hey, and if you're high and you forget where you're at, just type, you know, / Loa and it'll tell you where you're at. I'm just like, wow. Thanks, Janny, but also is that what you think of when you think of me? No, I get it. I'm high a decent amount. Thankfully, I don't think my memory is just super shit when I'm high. Tend to remember where I'm at when it comes to the things I'm dialed into, but I don't know. I have my moments. It's genuinely very cool that Janny put this all together, though, and you know, everyone's been contributing to it here and there, but it's mostly just Janny who has architected this insane fucking tech. Have we really been here for 30 minutes already? Goddamn. Oop. My disk is full. I can't complete shit. I know what to clean up. Sorry guys, I've been clearly that's fucking embarrassing. God. Okay, general storage. Jesus Christ, how did my disk... I think I'm just gonna delete. What do I delete? Sorry, it's taking small forever. I think we're gonna get rid of After Effects. It's a quick win. I don't have anything AI related that I want to delete. Sorry for the different flavor of stream scuff. God, I can't talk. Yeah, I'm high. I'm probably at like an 8 or 9, Amber. No, I don't want to delete Illustrator. I'll delete Media Encoder, I guess. Because I've barely used Media Encoder lately, and since I'm deleting After Effects. I don't really need it. And this shit is easy to reinstall anyways. Okay, that should have freed up. Up now. Sorry, Claude. I love you. Let me know if that was enough. Yeah, I like to overshoot it when it comes to this sort of thing, if possible. If you haven't been able to tell already, I'm running off of one just vanilla Mac Mini, and definitely would like to soup up the setup at some point. But until then, this is where we're at. God, I hope not, Sheik. These clips are mortifying. I've spent 31 minutes and 18 seconds so far just embarrassing myself for you all. Hopefully you're having fun though. I'm certainly having fun. Also, Amber, I'm just now seeing your message about going with a big group so you can go through a ton of different meets, and yeah, that is valid. I've never been with a big group before. I've only ever been with like one other person at a time. The real question is, do I get KBBQ only, or do I do hot pot as well? Because that shit is good too. So we're just sitting here propagating. Genuinely, I think the most useful part of the stream was the fucking first 5 minutes where you're shown how to mount Loa. Everything after that, it's pretty easy to stay on rails. I'm glad you're enjoying Sheik. I'm enjoying your company and, you know, the company of everyone who decides to spend time here with me. I have not been streaming as much as I would like lately, purely just because it's very, very easy to get sucked into the Claude minds. Because what do you mean it's fucking Thursday and we're almost halfway through February? I am not a fan of that. Where did the time go? I'm always bitching about the linear passage of time, but I'm feeling that now. Do we want to review or continue to sprint 2? Let's review and then we go over sprint 2, I guess. It's really satisfying when you can open up Loa or open up a repo and mount Loa on it, and then have a clear idea in your head of what you want, and then you can just watch it build out right in front of you. I'm getting like a different flavor of that sort of satisfaction from watching this, but it's just really satisfying when you have like a specific image in your head, you know how to communicate it, and it can just build it out for you. Because that's what happened with my bear astrology. That's what's happened with some other shit I've been working on. It's quite nice. I'm glad it seems super straightforward so far, Sat. It certainly is. Like I said earlier, it's definitely easy for people to get scared of diving into this sort of thing, but if you have access to Claude, if you have access to your computer, you can make this happen, and it's quite nice. That is a good question, Sheik. Let me think on that. Because I feel like it's all over the place. I like D&B. What kind of music was the last rave I went to? I think it was like jungle or something. I'm really easy to please. D&B is good. Sorry, my brain went nonverbal for a moment. Because now I'm thinking about rave music. I like deep techno as well. There's honestly like no music I feel like I would be unhappy to hear. If I'm, dancing around people, I will fucking enjoy it. Oh, the review is over. I always love the, approved, let's fucking go security audit message. It's lovely. What's your favorite music genre at a rave? I went to a rave last Saturday. It was in the smallest venue I have ever been in my life, and it was very cozy. Very cozy. Just skin on skin with strangers the whole time. It was fantastic. And the music was great. Yeah. Might be going to one on Saturday. We'll see. I was actually talking to Janny some when I was at that last rave, because Janny had told me to put Kakakuma, I think, that pixel art Unicode editor thing I vibe coded. He was telling me to put that in the oxhoneyjar.org, and I was like, okay, I'll do it back when I'm back at my desk. And then he, was in this typical Janny self, was all like, oh, you're not thinking big enough. I'm like, okay, wait, maybe there's a way I can figure out how to do it on my phone. And I did. I fucking opened GitHub in the Safari web browser and figured it out. Surprisingly, found out that the GitHub mobile app is not useful for that. But that led me down a small rabbit hole of learning how to SSH from my phone into my Mac Mini, so that way I can just do what I need to do, even if I'm at a rave. And yes, the rave was with the KBBQ girl. Gumi is so lucky to be spending all of Gumi's time doing shit that makes Gumi happy. I get to vibe code a lot all day. I get to work on Mabera. I get to spend time with beautiful women. Genuinely, how does it get better than this? I feel like I'm bragging. I'm just really happy. I'm tired. I could use more sleep. I'm stressed about some stuff, but I'm really happy with my life. And that is not something I could say when I started working for THJ, when I started drawing Mabera even well before that. So it's just been nice, feeling like I'm living the life that I want. And I appreciate that I can share it with you all. Why do I get so fucking sappy on stream sometimes? It's so fucking embarrassing. I need to get back to abusing you all on stream or some shit. And some of y'all consented to be abused by me, but I forget who. I need to look that up. Yeah, Gumi is interested in girls only. The day Gumi is, yeah, I don't know. Gumi, what the fuck should Gumi say on this topic? Currently only interested in girls, yes. Women are great. What's not to love about women? There have been men in Gumi's life here and there, but the day Gumi is interested in men, just that's not Gumi, that's some other bitch. You gotta shoot her. Okay, we're ready for review. I probably should be like going through and reading everything, but part of the reason why I'm taking such a step back is like just letting y'all see, like, look, this thing can handle a lot on its own once you give it a jumping off point. And we didn't even give it just a solid jumping off point. We gave it me rambling for a few minutes about a bunch of different shit. Lola is very capable. There is no alter ego that likes men, is what I'm saying. If she did exist, she would probably have some sort of stupid name, though. Oh, we've gotten to the point where the conversation is getting compacted. I've noticed sometimes when the conversation gets compacted, it can get a little lost. It's been happening less to me lately, but now is actually the time to start paying attention and saying how things stay on the rails. What it should. Excuse me while I open a different terminal so I can inquire about my usage. Funny story, Karen was technically Gumi's first alternate identity name. Growing up, Gumi had a penchant really for going by different names in friend groups just because like that was fun and silly, and it was honestly foreshadowing to how Gumi would be spending a lot of her fucking life. But I remember I think it was like 7 or 8. I told someone my name was Karen when it wasn't. So the fact that you said that brought some funny memories back. Okay, we have 27. We've used up 27% so far this session. I think probably 13% of that was me before stream, so we're still looking good usage-wise. For reference, I'm just on the $100 plan, which is a lot, but it's not as much. It's like, I think it's 5x, and then the $200 one is 20x. I would love the 20x plan, but we are 5x plan people. for a second. Can you believe we've been here for 45 minutes already? And we are a decent ways through making this Sinistry web app. I'm not actually sure if I'm pronouncing that word correctly. Apologies if I'm not. Okay, we are on sprint 3. The name Gumi is from the Vocaloid Gumi. That's all there is really to it. I like Megpoid Gumi a lot. And when I chose him a lady that looked cute, and then I was like, okay, she has green hair. What's a green-haired character I like? Okay, the first one I thought it was Megpoid Gumi. She was the first Vocaloid I tried to make any music with years and years ago in a different part of a past life. And so we went with that. It's worth mentioning too that there's a song at the time that I was really hyper fixated on called Gummy by the band Lindemann. It's a very kink-centric, sexual, like crazy German song. And there's like a part of it where he just screams like Gumi over and over and over. And that also was in my head at the time when choosing the name. So I guess there was a little more to the story than just, Gumi, the Vocaloid. It's a vocal synthesizer. Like Hatsune Miku. A lesser known Hatsune Miku. Now we are scampering. Do you think, Claude? The name that Gumi went with before Gumi, Gumi was Whismer, like the Pokemon, for a little bit. A few people probably remember that because Gumi only existed as Whismer for about like a month or two in the Milady Discord, and then just switched to Gumi because I was like, I don't really like being called Whismer. And usually I wouldn't say stuff like that, but in my head they're the same identity. I smoked a THCP pre-roll to get high today. Very simple. I'm very basic with my weed. Pre-roll or vape lately. I would love to have a bong again at some point. Glassware is just pesky. And I'm very picky with it as well. If I'm gonna spend money on glass, I want to make sure it's something that's easy to clean, that'll last a while, and that looks nice. And I don't want to smoke out of something that looks fucking stupid. I did have a gummy pretty recently that I almost greened out on. That was fun. I wonder if I don't want to stream for more than an hour right now because I am getting pretty hungry. But also I should at least see this through so y'all can see how it looks. Thank you, Sheik. I appreciate that. I like it for the same reasons. Short and sweet indeed. Those 2 syllables are quite convenient. So I like the name Janny a lot too. A lot of the names I gravitate towards lately are 2 syllables like that. And it's okay, Amber. I forget what you're even saying poor Gumi over. Because I think I'm a few minutes in the past. Or a few minutes in the future, rather. But thank you for your sympathy. Okay, I think we're getting closer to done with sprint 3. Isn't it fun just to watch it do its thing? This is honestly the most focused I've ever been on one terminal in a minute. I'm used to just bouncing around a lot. Oh, right, yeah. You would think that my tolerance would be so much better than it actually is, Amber, but it's just not. Yeah, I'm stupid. If I get burnt by the stove, I will still work on this around the stove, you know. If I almost green out, I will not heed the warning. I will still dive in. Mabera. Greening out is basically getting way too high. For me, it's like anxiety takes over. You can't really focus on anything visually, and you're close to just not. You're like on the border of passing out and not passing out. I don't know how else to describe it. It's very unpleasant. It's overwhelming. All you are aware of is high. I quite like avoiding it. All right, we're working on the mycelial, or we got done with the mycelial network visualization. That's dope. Let us review. God, y'all did not see that. Y'all did not see me fucking, yeah, I'm not even gonna say it. Anyways, no, I've never puked when I've greened out before. That's awful. It sounds very unpleasant. I've managed to avoid that at the very least. Is there any reason why you haven't smoked anything yet, Sheik? Is it something that you want to try, or are you gonna steer clear? I'm very curious. It's really funny reflecting on the type of person that I am now compared to when where I was 10 years ago. Because 10 years ago I was very straight edge, no smoking, no drinking. Kind of, I don't want to say I was anti-drug, but I was very not open-minded about a lot of that stuff. And that stuff happened that made it to where I opened my mind and became more willing to experiment. And then I found that weed helped me deal a lot with pain that I had accrued from drawing, and that's how it just snowballed. And then one day I looked up and I was drawing Mabera a project that is a reflection of everything that I used to be really closed-minded about. I'm glad it happened. It's always funny imagining where you'll be 10 years from now. Oh, we're on ship. I actually... Do we just YOLO into shipping it? We should just YOLO into shipping it. Yeah, let's archive the cycle. Since I do not have... I don't think we will be setting up Vercel on stream. But yeah, it makes sense why you would steer clear of it, Sheik. Given that. Give me a moment. So I want to see if I can get us to preview this so we can see what we've built. Excuse me while I type in a different terminal real quick. Because it would be really nice if y'all could see what we've built. I'm doing this on a different terminal just because I don't want to accidentally have to show something I'm not supposed to show on stream. But I hope you can see now how very straightforward this all was. It builds itself, it reviews itself, tells you when it's ready to ship. Hoping I can get this up locally so y'all can actually see what has been built, because I don't actually know how this looks yet. Ew. That UI is kind of not great. But I will show y'all. And that's one thing to consider with this actually. Anything this gives you is likely not going to be just, it's not going to look amazing. This is where your human taste comes in. That is not the right tab. One second. Okay. That is the right tab. So this is what we've built together, I guess. Does it work? Let's do Mabera number 6969. Let's put a birthday that is not mine. Okay. This is pretty cool, I guess. Not bad. It would have been amazing if the rave resonance was 69%, but no, we got stuck with 68%. But yeah, all right. It's really cool that it put this all together. Oh, it's like obsidian, you can move the nodes around. What happens if we try another? That's too long of a number. Okay, so that's already something we need to correct. I put a different birthday in for myself both times. I would have assumed that it would have popped another node, but no, it doesn't make sense that... Yeah. Okay. Well, now we know how to go from point A to B, because now we can are at the point where we can start improving how this site looks, how it behaves, because you can already tell it didn't build something that's just like, you know, absolutely fucking perfect right off the bat, but it works. And I think it is a very good example of what Loa is able to accomplish with very minimal guidance. We really did not, like, you saw how much I guided that process. I didn't have to do shit, and it just gave us that. And I guess if, you know, I had paid attention more and had guided a little more, then maybe the finished product would be, you know, something that's actually useful for us. But we at least have something now that we can iterate on, that we can work on. What I like to do is, we are straying from the golden path now, is when I find shit that I want to change, I go right into plan and analyze. And that should make it to where it's like, yo, what do you want to change? What do you want to add? And then you go through the process again of, you know, defining sprints, reviewing, more sprints, reviewing, testing, figuring out what you need to do, and on and on. That's the cycle. And you get to archive all your cycles and just have memory of all your sessions, and it's pretty awesome, I think. And hi, Uxki. Thank you. You can't hear me, but if you listen back to this, thanks for stopping in, even though you have a life and are at an appointment for your wife right now. But I think let's keep going on this. Why not? For a few more minutes. Because I just want to show y'all that this thing can really easily iterate on itself. I really should go soon. I want to just make it clear that, like, yes, you have this guided process, and yes, you can be on guardrails a lot, but sometimes you're gonna have to, like, force it to loop back over. Sometimes you're gonna have to stop and say something, and that's okay too. But, you know, if you want to quick way to just get something usable out from a very basic idea, you can just do what we did on stream. And that ain't too bad. Okay, actually, I think I do need to sign off. Sorry, I was hoping to keep this going a few minutes longer, but I'm wondering if I should do a part 2. Do y'all want a part 2? Do y'all want to build something else? Let me know what you want. I think it would be nice if I showed y'all a more like a cleaner, more coherent process. Maybe I should just stream my workday sometime, because I feel like that's a good way to get introduced more to how Loa works. But anyways, thank you for joining me. Thank you for all your ideas and suggestions. I think we covered a good amount here. If you have ideas for other things that you want to see Gumi make on stream, drop them in chat, drop them in X. I'll definitely show off the other processes, go through all the true names. Y'all need to see the flatline protocol happen, because that's really fucking cool to watch go down. So yeah, thank you very much. I will have fun at KBBQ. Thank you for your company. I love you all. You're all just wonderful to have around. I had a lot of fun today. I hope you all have a good evening, have a good day, have a good night, whatever you're doing. I hope you're well.